So in this video we'll be learning about these scopes. So there are basically till now we know about three scopes that are uh, global scope, and then local scope, and recently with the ES6 has introduced was a block scope. So what global scope is? So everything that is not inside any function. So or uh, not inside any block of code. I mean, for example, if it's a if statement or null statement or maybe a switch case or something. So this, for example, if I am uh, var let x equal to 100, and then if I am making a function, um, making a function and then var y equal to 100. So my x is a local scope and my y is basically a local scope. So it is basically forming a local scope inside the function called name. So if I want to access the y outside its block, I mean block is basically this thing. So if someone is telling what is block, then it is just inside the curly braces. Everything inside the curly braces is known as a block of code, or you can say it is inside a block. So if you want to access y outside the function, so it will throw you a reference. Yeah, reference error, because y is now forming a local scope inside the function called name. So the next thing is called a block scope. So block scope, previously before the ES6 came, it was only one way to declare a variable, that is var. By ES6, ES6 has introduced let and const, these two. So what ES6 says is that it makes something like really cool features with the let and const as well. I mean the additional features. So for example, uh, if you are doing, for example, like console, for example, if I am doing this thing as let, so if it's a var, and if I'm doing the log of var, log of y, and if I want to do this thing, now it will throw me an undefined. So because y is not defined till now. So but the thing is, with ES6 has introduced let. So instead of var, if you use let, it will throw you an error. So undefined was not a best way to, I mean, interpret what's the error is. So it has introduced let as well as const. So was the basic difference between the let and const. So let can be reassigned, but not redeclared. So with var you can do reassignment as well as re redeclaration. So what, pardon me for the spelling, I think spelling is wrong. So for example, if I'm doing, so let me comment out those things. Yeah. So if I do, for example, var x equal to 10, and then var x equal to 20. So if I do log of x, so my updated value will be 20, right? So by this, you can see that I am redeclaring the same variable. So if I do x equal to 80, so it is basically a reassignment. So I am reassigning the value of x again and reassigning on another value to variable x. So my output will be 80 now. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So my output will be 18. So, but the thing is, that's not the case with the let and const. So let and const is more like a strict way, and I think it's a better thing to use let and const. So what let offers is you can reassign, but you cannot redeclare. So by, for example, if I do let x equal to 10 and then maybe x equal to 20, so my updated value of it will be 20. So if I do let x equal to 100, so you can see the error that cannot redeclare a block scope variable. So what is block scope variable? It is basically, it is inside the, so before ES6, there was no concept about the block scope and all. But after the ES6 came and they introduced let and const, so then the block scope got into play. So yeah, so it's the same case with the const, but the thing is in const you can't redeclare as well as you cannot reassign. So for example, if I'm doing const x equal to 10 and if I'm doing const x equal to 90, so you can see the error that cannot redeclare a block scope variable. So if I'm doing x equal to, so let's comment out this thing. Yeah. So if I'm doing x equal to maybe 100, so if I'm doing control x, so it will, what it will throw, yeah. So x has already been declared and it cannot be redefined. For example, if I'm doing this and if I'm doing x equal to this thing, then what it will give an assignment to a constant variable. So you can't reassign the value in the const, and as well as you can't even redeclare the value of const. So for example, what was block scope was, for example, if I write a function text equal to text, and then if I write, for example, there's a block of code, maybe if true uh, true, then if I do a var x equal to 10 and then let y equal to 90 and const j is equal to 100. So basically what's happening is x is basically taking making a local scope. So local scope is basically inside a function. Local scope can be also called as functional scope. So var works inside a functional scope. So even if you want to access the log, uh, if you want to access the x, you can access the x here. But the thing is, with let and const, this is not the case. So let and const are block scope. So it will only be accessible inside the curly braces only. So if I do log of x here, I mean y here, and if I do log of, so let's see the output of what is x is given. So I think I have to invoke this. Yeah, I think I have to, yeah. So if I save this, so you will get the output 10 because x is, I mean, var is basically taking the, I mean, it is a functional scope. So it is forming a local scope inside the function. But the thing is, if you want to access the y here, so it will throw you an error. So saying y is not defined. So if I do similarly, if I do j, you will take this error. So you will get this error that j is not defined. So if I do, for example, console of y, so here it is accessible. So you will see that 90 is there. But the thing is, if you do var here, I mean log of x here and then log of y here and then log of j here. So if you save this file, you will get the first 10 because it is forming a local scope. So you are getting 10 in this case. So why it is throwing error? Because y is not defined and j is also not defined because so it is basically forming a local scope. So there's also a concept of I think I can yeah there's also a concept of temporal dead zone as well. So what happens is let's remove this code, I guess. Yeah, let's now remove this code. Yeah. So for example, if I am logging some x and I am later I mean declaring the variable, so it will throw an undeclared. So it won't throw an error, but the thing is, it will tell you that okay, so x is undeclared. I mean, it is not even declared, but you want to uh, I mean console that value, so it will show you an undeclared. So if you save this, so it will show you undefined. Yeah. So but the thing is, if you are doing if you change it to let, so it will throw you an error saying that x cannot access x before its initialization. So it is more of a you can say the error is more kind of makes sense because uh, it shows the exact the exact error and the exact reason that we want. So it is basically we can't declare a we can't access a variable without even declaring. So it is basically making more sense than the previous bad ones. So it is the same case with the const as well. So what is temporal dead zone is actually this thing, the line number 73. So what happens is inside the local scope, if you want to, for example, if you are consoling these things, so till you declare a variable and to this bracket. So for example, line number 72 to line number 74. So this is known as the temporal dead zone. So if you want to access any variable, so it will show you an error, right? So this is the basic idea how the temporal dead zone is, and there's much more into it. So yeah, thanks.